It's not love. You've been targeted. It's not love. You have been targeted. As I was sitting and just seeking the face of God, it was just in my heart to talk about this. It is not love. You've been targeted. Perhaps you're thinking about entering into a relationship. Perhaps you are in a relationship and you are going through some things right now. Things are not how they have been in the past. You are trying to recapture what was, or you're being made to feel that you have done something to change the dynamics of the relationship. But I want to let you know that God has placed it in my heart to let you know it was never love, and it is not love. You've been targeted. If you look at the fruits of the Spirit, love, patience, charity, which is love, long suffering, patience, kindness, meekness, gentleness, humility. You'll find those in Galatians chapter 5. What you'll find with these individuals that are not giving you any of these things, or it slowly diminishes, is they expect you to still have those attributes and traits while they continue to worsen and compartmentalize themselves and ration out what they once gave you at the very beginning. And so it becomes a situation of where you'll be trying to recapture that. And it is just, as I said, I learned this in a class that I took. And they use a dog. They can use anything really. A dog, it could be a hamster. And what they will do is what they're doing, they're training the animal that anytime what they will do is they'll ring a bell, okay? And when they ring the bell and the dog comes, the dog will come to eat. Rings the bell, it knows it's going to get food. There's an expectation. They ring the bell. After a while, the dog knows when the bell rings, they're going to eat. And so what happens is, after a while, when they hear the bell, it begins to cause them to salivate. See, they are expecting food. All the brain is registering it's time to eat. And now the body follows the signals of the brain. It begins to salivate. It's coming over. The dog's going to come with an expectation to get something to eat. But this time, nothing is there. Okay? And so you'll find that all that the dog was doing prior to get this food, everything has changed. And so now the testers can now cause the dog to conform to a specific behavior that they desire of it by changing the times that the dog is going to eat. Okay, sure, they didn't starve the animal, but what happens is the expectation that the dog will have, the salivating that takes place, seeing that there is nothing there, it causes the dog, the examiners can now train the dog to behave a certain way, to do certain things, okay, to follow certain patterns, in hopes that when the bell rings again, it's going to get the food that it did before. And they also do that with hamsters. It's a little different, where but it's something very similar, where they are given something on schedule all the time, whatever it is that it wants, whatever that particular thing is, it will receive it. But after a while, they'll shift up and change the schedule, may not feed it at that time, okay? And so now it comes searching, is looking for it. And then the examiners are able to get a certain pattern of behavior. Okay, it may be this hamster or mouse will start going down whatever little paths and maze and go through whatever loops and little obstacle course that the examiners may set up because they want what they had before. It's the same thing with a dog. So I'm going to stop there. I hope that I explained this okay, y'all, because I didn't want to go too much into it. And that's what happens when you are targeted. It means these individuals would see some qualities in you that they desire for themselves. They want a kind patient. They want a patient. They want a kind person. They want a loving man or woman. They want someone who's committed and friendly. They want someone that is generous. It may not even necessarily, in this case, the Lord has me talking about relationships, close, intimate relationships. But it can be friendships as well. They notice that you're the type you like to pay for everything. You like to treat everyone. They will look at your social status. They will see that you have money or you have connections. There are things that they like about you that they want for themselves. And so what they will do is they will mirror your character and pretend to be that. If you are well-spoken, they're going to be well-spoken. If you're patient and kind and loving and they pick that up, they perceive that, they're going to mirror that. They will listen to you and they're going to pick up and be the best listener and the most patient, the most kind and the most suave and debonair and loving and patient and sweet and gentle man or woman, because they want to gain your trust. And then they want to know a lot about what makes you tick, what you're all about. And they're going to try to mirror your behaviors and then try to become what it is that they've discovered that you desire through their conversations with you, or what they would believe you would want, or what you would desire. And so they become that. But the thing is, it's bait. And as with the natural, when you go fishing, you put that bait on. That bait is not meant to last. It's meant to catch the fish. And so once they reel you in, what happens is things are going to change, because their character is not the same as what they have always been, of what they portray on the outside. And they really, truly cannot stay in character the whole time, because they, excuse me, they are in character. They don't have character. They are in character. They don't have it. It's not a natural thing. What happens is their true nature is going to come out. And once they feel that they've either received everything that they can get from you, or they can't get anything else out of you, or you're beginning to discover who they are, the tables are going to turn. It's going to be your fault. It's going to be something else that you have done. And so you're going to be like, I told you what they will do, how you condition someone, how you can get someone to do what you want them to do, just as I gave you the examples of the dog and the mouse. Now you're trying to do everything to recapture what truly was never them in the beginning. So they pull back. You're trying harder. They're giving you all these reasons why they're not who they used to be. And it's mostly going to be your fault. And so you're going to be in this on this hamster wheel. And they may give you something, give you some hope, perhaps to keep you around. But the truth is, keep you around for a longer time until they have everything that they can get from you. In the meantime, guys, they will be the most wonderful people to the outside. I always wonder, someone is married, you'll find this man who's extremely charming and lovable and sweet to the world and to the public. To people that know him on the outside, he is wonderful. Not one bad word can be said about them. You'll find that they're very encouraging to others, men and women alike, colleagues in the community. They will help and be gentle and sweet and kind, that women will say, oh, I wish I had a man like that. He's so sweet, he's so kind. I wish I had the dad like that. He's so sweet. Oh, he's so considerate. He seems like he would really, look how he came and he helped us and he did this and he did that. And so this gentle and kind man who's been a source of strength and encouragement to other people, to other women, you will find at home his wife she is the most insecure. She is the most hurt. She is the most just broken down. But yet, women outside of their home will be singing the praises of this person. Children wish they were his dad, and the kids at home are like, take him. They're multifaceted. They're not real. They project an image to the world. But at home, I've always noticed that. Husband is well-dressed, looks good, handsome maybe, charming at the least. The women gravitate to him, but then you'll see his wife and she looks run down. She's mean-spirited. But you know why? A lot of times it's what that man, sometimes the wife is just mean and he's a great guy. But oftentimes than not, what he's putting into other women outside the home, how he's treating other people's kids, he doesn't do it at home. And so he always has a plethora of ladies in waiting for him. While the rose that he picked out of the garden that was beautiful is now inside in darkness with no water, no sunlight. Same thing, women can do the same thing. She's charming, she's sweet, she's graceful on the outside. Men wish and hope, oh, I wish I had a wife like that. I wish I had a beautiful woman like that. I wish she was my mom. I wish. And she's just charming and graceful and wonderful and sweet and patient and kind. But at home, she's completely different to her husband. She withholds sex. She's ill-tempered. She is disrespectful. She plays mind games with him. She has a hard hand with the children. She is not how she appears, but she will maintain that facade for the public face because she wants to believe that she's a certain type of person, even though she knows the truth about herself. And she will further despise her husband and her children and those things. Why? Because they know the truth about her. And so she'll go back out there and put on her best show for them to maintain the lie. But it's in my heart to just speak to you and say, you're being targeted. It is not love. You're targeted. There are things within you they want to extract. They want to salvage certain parts of you because it fits their agenda at this present time. And when they're done with you, you'll find that you will have been pieced. You're in pieces. Certain things have been pulled and taken from you. And they'll make you think you came in the relationship like that. And if you don't have your head on right, you're going to believe it. And you're going to think, who is going to take old salvaged and pieced up me? But I'm here to tell you, my brothers and sisters, the Lord will take you as you are. Your first step is to get back in alignment with Him. Very often people will deny God and keep God out of the equation. But then at the end, when everything hits the fan and everything falls apart, you know who they're blaming? God. You know who they're praying to? God. And often they want God to fix and make this person become who they are and keep their relationship. But God cannot fix a person that does not desire to be. If you can realize how precious you are in the sight of God, if you can put in your mind and realize that if you were such a terrible person, they would not have chosen you in the first place. If you can realize and see now, while you may be dating this person, if you can recognize the change and stop making excuses and stop and get out of this relationship, call off that wedding. Seek the Lord on what He wants you to do if you're already in the relationship deep. Because we have a purpose that goes outside of intimate relationships. We are created beings by God with a certain amount of time that we have in this world and a greater purpose. And while companionship, whether it's platonic, intimate, whether it's siblings, friendships, okay? These relationships must be picked and selected with great wisdom. Because you can have people in your life, whether it is your family, whether it is your siblings, whether it is your friends, whether it is your relatives, whether it is your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, your fiance, your children, whatever it may be, there can be people that comes in your life, and because they are not in alignment with the Lord, they will cause you to stumble. Because you are not in alignment with the Lord, you can even cause others to stumble. So the enemy uses two people who are not in alignment with God to cancel each other out. And so the mind games begin. You're being extracted. You're losing your identity. And so they're molding you into a person that you really were never, but you begin to believe it. Because you begin to feel shame, you begin to feel down about how you're behaving and what you're doing. No, what they're telling you is not who you are. You are a byproduct of their behaviors. You're a byproduct of trusting someone you should not have trusted. Have you ever looked online and they show you this wonderful hotel and it's so great and the rooms look so great? The area looks great and you realize all they did was show you pictures of the lobby and maybe that one room, and you go there and you realize this hotel is nothing like what they advertised. That's all that happens. When you go there, people may look, oh, you pulling up to a dilapidated place or some place where it looks horrible. But it's how they portrayed it to be. You're not connected to that hotel. This is not who you are. You would have never selected this. So what do? Well, I, for one, if I ever go to a place and it does not look how it was, I'm out. I'm not sleeping there. Have you ever been looking to purchase a home or rent a house And the first thing I will always notice is if I look at that picture and I see that the sky is super blue and they have those filters, I'm not going in there. I'm not even going to go check it. Because if you have to filter the things, and if the rooms, you look on the inside, everything's filtered, have this haze over it, this fantasy coating, I'm not even going to look at it. Because if you have to do that, it means that it doesn't look that good. So you want to present a look, right? Then the buyer will show up, see that it doesn't look that good, would have wasted gas and time and energy getting there. And then now the agent wants to convince you of other things, of the potential of it. And so you have to realize sometimes that is what happened to you. You were fooled. And now they're trying to remake. Now your nature, your spirit has become somewhat dilapidated. Because I'm here to tell you the enemy comes to kill, to steal, and to destroy. And what happens is when a person is an unyielded vessel to God, a person that's probably been hurt and abused throughout their life and they never yielded those things to God, they become defective. But they dress it up and then they use bait. They target you. They figure out what it is that you may like, the type of man or woman you may desire, and then they try to be that, but it's for a limited time. And so they will destroy you, they will hurt you, they will hide, they will not come to terms with their role in it, and they are going to blame you for their behaviors, and they're going to blame you for your natural reactions to their repeated offenses and disappointments and hurts and lies. They will destroy you. And then they'll try to blame you for it. But God wants you to realize who you are in Him. It's by looking up, seeking Him, praying. And by His strength, you can walk away from these type of relationships. It's in seeking Him. Many people may not believe in God. You may feel like, oh, this message was good up until this point. But I'm trying to tell you, He is the way, He is the truth, He is the life. He's going to give you the way out. He's going to give you the truth about the situation. He's going to reveal the truth about the situation. And He's going to breathe life into you again. It is about you surrendering to God in every aspect of your life. Not just compartmentalizing your life to church and your praise and worship time, if you have that. But you don't have Him in your life and you're going through hell. Individuals that are demonically charged, they're disobedient. They're going to destroy you. They're going to manipulate you. They're going to target you to get what they want. My darlings, it is not love. You've been targeted. Some of you, you've already heard the Lord speaking to you. Some of you, the Lord has already shown you the truth. When you know the truth, He's trying to do what? Set you free. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. Trust the Lord to direct your path.